Wanan lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masang Lamaw. #1 sa Mega Manila. Nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews at 6.
Good evening. This is koolNews at 6 p.m. and thank you so much for inviting us wherever you're currently at. From the headquarters of Cool FM, I am Matthew.
Reporting live from the nation's capital, I'm DJ Sen.
And I'm Dimkar Karaoke, and topping our news tonight, Alice Guo's brother is Chinese national Guo Xiangdian. Wesley Liao Guo embattled Bamban Mayor Alice Guo's brother is actually Chinese national Guo Xiangdian. Senator Sherwin Gatchalian revealed this on Wednesday, citing fingerprint results provided by the National Bureau of Investigation. According to Gatchalian, Guo Xiangdian is Wesley Liao Guo. This is according to the fingerprint matching of the NBI using the BOI records and the NBI biometric records. He added that Guo Xiangdian arrived in the Philippines in 1999. He is also listed as the dependent son of Lin Wenyi, which made him Guo Haping's brother. According to Gatchalian, this alone proves that the country's late registration process was abused by the Guo family to falsely claim that they are Filipinos. Also in our news tonight, third, Alice Guo applied for clearance in Quezon City. The National Bureau of Investigation is examining the fingerprints of a third Alice Guo who applied for clearance in Quezon in 2025. According to NBI Director Jaime Santiago, there is still another Alice Guo who obtained clearance in 2005. The result of the fingerprint examination to be released within the day. That's according to Jaime Santiago. Santiago said that the applicant's address was in Quezon City. However, investigators determined that no Alice Guo was living there. No other details about her identity were available as of this writing. Nevertheless, Santiago noted that wherever the result of the fingerprint examination would be, it would not affect the previously released outcome. The outcome indicated that suspended Mayor Alice Guo of Banban Tarlac and Chinese Guo Haping's fingerprints matched. It will no longer affect our initial findings that the first Guo Haping and Mayor Alice Guo are one and the same. So the third one that we are looking for is Alice Guo. No matter what the result is, it will not change anymore. Asked why that was a need to check the identity of the third Alice Guo, Santiago responded that it was because the third person had the same name and birthday as Mayor Guo and Guo Haping. People can have the same birthday but they can't have the same fingerprints. The mayor is under investigation for her alleged connection with the illegal Philippine offshore gaming operators in Bamban. Questions about her citizenship were first raised during a Senate inquiry after Senator Risa Hontiveros noted that her birth is registered only in 2013, only 17 years after she was supposedly born in 1986. Her repeated responses to Senator's inquiries also ignited speculation that she could be a Chinese asset. And once again, another Alice Guo. Hontiveros says probe remains focused on Chinese Guo. The Senate investigation will not waver even if more Alice Guo emerge in the country. That's according to Senator Risa Hontiveros. According to her, the probe will remain focused on Bamban Mayor Alice Guo, who is being linked to POGOs or Philippine offshore gaming operators. Even if 10 more Alice Guos emerge throughout the Philippines, Mayor Alice Guo of Bamban Tarlac remains the only Chinese citizen who became a mayor. The investigation is for Alice Guo, who is not Filipino. Hontiveros has been leading the investigation as head of the Senate Committee on Women. Her latest remarks were in response to the National Bureau of Investigation's revelation that there is another Alice Go who applied for an NBI clearance in 2005. There is still another Alice Go who obtained clearance in 2005. The result of the fingerprint examination will be released within the day. Also, NBI Director Jaime Santiago added this Alice Go, who also had the same birthday as Mayor Go and Chinese passport holder Go Huaping. Mayor Go and Go Huaping happen to be the one and the same based on their fingerprint examination conducted by the NBI. And 2025 budget appeal, a House priority. The approval of the 6.352 trillion pesos national budget for 2025 will be the priority of the House of Representatives, according to Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez. In a statement, Romualdez said the House will pass the General Appropriations Bill or GAB on time or before Congress adjourns its session in September. Aside from our commitment in approving the few remaining LEDAC or Legislative Executive Development Advisory Council priority measures, the House will again work doubly hard to pass the proposed 6.352 trillion pesos 2025 General Appropriations Bill before we go on break this end of September 2024. We will then transmit the GAB to the Senate for its consideration. The Presidential Communications Office on Tuesday said President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. approved the 6.352 trillion pesos National Expenditure Program for 2025. According to the PCO, Marcos' directives and policy guidance for the NEP include prioritizing food security, social protection, healthcare, housing, disaster resilience, infrastructure, digital connectivity, and energization. The 2025 NEP is 584 billion pesos higher than the 2024 budget, which was at 5.768 trillion pesos. Romualdez said the House would ensure that there is enough funding for education, agriculture, the modernization and welfare programs of the armed forces, infrastructure, and the legacy projects of the administration. According to Romualdez, that we have to continue building roads, highways, ports, school buildings, climate change-proof structures, and similar infrastructure to maintain and expand economic growth. Progress has to reach the remotest communities. The House under Romualdez for the past two budget seasons approved the GAB before the session adjourned in September. This allowed the Senate to deliberate the proposed budget ahead of time and start the plenary debates by November. Marcos signed the two previous budgets before the preceding year ended. The 5.268 trillion peso budget for 2023 on December 16, 2022 and the 5.768 trillion pesos budget for 2024 on December 20, 2023. Signing the budget before the preceding year ends allows the government to avoid having a reenacted budget or using a previous year's budget. The House and the Senate will resume a session on the morning of July 2022 before Marcos delivers his third State of the Nation address. Under Article 7, Section 22 of the 1987 Constitution, the President is required to submit the GAB to Congress 30 days after opening the session. Now for more news, here's DJ Sen.
Thanks, Dreamcar. Continuing our national headlines now, as the cybersecurity group Deep Web Connect claimed a data breach that involved the Department of Foreign Affairs occurred on Wednesday. In a tweet, Deep Web Connect said that sensitive email data is now being sold online following the alleged incident. The group also added that the Deep Web Connect team, on its initial findings, found out that the sample provided contained sensitive documents and is marked as confidential documents. The cybersecurity group did not provide more information on the supposed breach. Reporters had then sought the DFA's confirmation on whether or not a data breach has happened, but as of this writing and as of this time, it has not given any answer. However, Foreign Affairs spokesperson Teresita Daza told reporters that queries on the matter will be sent to the relevant DFA office. In other news now, as the enrollment period in all public schools for school year 2024 to 2025 officially began on Wednesday, July 3. It will last until July 26, according to Memorandum 32, Series of 2024 from the Department of Education. Public elementary and secondary school enrollment, including community learning centers, shall be conducted in person, remotely, or by Dropbox. This, however, must remain in compliance with DepEd's policies or school manuals, where the DepEd also added that private schools, state or local universities and colleges, and Philippine schools overseas that offer primary education may also adopt their own enrollment procedures. The school year 2024 to 2025 will begin on Monday, July 29 and end on Friday, May 16 of next year. The palace announced on Tuesday that Senator Sonny Angara will take the role of Education Secretary on July 19 after Vice President Sara Duterte resigned from the post. Angara's appointment was also supported by the Education Reform Advocacy Group Philippine Business for Education. It expressed optimism that the senator's experiences would enhance the government's ability to effectively address the learning crisis in the country. An independent probe into the failed grenade attack against San Miguel, Bulacan Vice Mayor Bong Alvarez is currently underway, the Commission on Human Rights said. In a statement, CHR said it is concerned about the prevalence of violence in the country, especially since the 2025 midterms are a few months away. When the first grenade failed to go off, a second one was thrown, but it also failed to detonate. Reports showed that a grenade was thrown at Alvarez's convoy last June 4 by two unidentified suspects aboard a motorcycle. CHR said on Tuesday that as an independent national human rights institution, we sound the alarm on the prevalence of violence in the country. Continued occurrence of violence against officials undermines the effective delivery of public service to their respective constituencies. This becomes more pertinent as the 2025 midterms approach, where these acts further impair the voters' right to make free and empowered decisions during the polls. Allowing a climate of fear to grow amongst constituents can only negatively impact the electoral process. For a democratic country to thrive, we must ensure that the credibility of elections is preserved. CHR also believes it may be an election-related incident since Alvarez has announced that he will run again in the upcoming midterms. During the 2022 election season, there were also several incidents involving the hurling of grenades. In September 2021, a grenade was thrown at the ancestral home of Cagayan de Oro 2nd District Representative Rufus Rodriguez. No one was harmed after the bomb did not explode. The Private School Teachers Association in the Philippines on Wednesday urged incoming Education Secretary Sonny Angara to address private schools' woes, including reservations and clarifications on the No Permit, No Exam Prohibition Act. Miriam Sebastian, founder of the PSTAP, said it is still unclear who should be covered by the No Permit, No Exam policy. Sebastian said in Filipino, which will be translated to English in an interview, "This is a challenge to the new Education Secretary. We have the Republic Act 11984 or the Anti-No Permit, No Exam policy, and there are pending House bills, which is House Bills 1359 and 7584, which states who should be covered by the No Permit, No Exam policy. We are still waiting for clarifications until now." Sebastian also raised other problems faced by private schools throughout the years. On the other hand, the PSTAP has welcomed Angara's appointment as DepEd chief. Sebastian said that we are positive about Senator Sonny Angara's designation because we believe there might be changes to DepEd. The Presidential Communications Office said that Angara will take the helm of the DepEd starting July 19, and he will replace Vice President Sara Duterte, who resigned as DepEd chief on June 19. And finally, on our cool weather forecast, as rains are expected over areas in Luzon on Wednesday afternoon, the State Weather Bureau announced. According to the recent thunderstorm advisory of Pagasa, thunderstorms with strong winds may affect Quezon, Laguna, Cavite, Nueva Ecija, Rizal, Batangas, Metro Manila, and Bataan until tonight. The rains may begin 2 to 3 hours from the release of the advisory. The agency added that as of the issuance of the advisory, there will rains over areas in Pampanga, Tarlac, Zambales, and Bulacan, which may last up to 2 hours and may affect surrounding areas. Pagasa has also asked the public to take care against weather-related incidents. It said that all are advised to take precautionary measures against the impacts associated with these hazards, which includes flash floods and landslides. Don't go anywhere. koolNews at 6 p.m. will return after these messages. Stay along with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Let's get into the international headlines now. Taiwan has called on China to release a fishing boat carrying 5 people that it said was seized by the Chinese Coast Guard in waters near Taiwanese outlying islands. The Chinese Coast Guard has stepped up patrols along Taiwan's Kinmen Islands in recent months after a series of deadly fishing accidents, one of which led to bitter blame trading between the two sides. The Kinmen Islands are administered by Taipei but are located just 5 kilometers or 3 miles from the Chinese mainland. Taiwan's Coast Guard said it received a report at 8:14 p.m. on Tuesday from the owner of the fishing boat that 2 Chinese Coast Guard vessels had intercepted around 23.7 nautical miles from Kinmen's Lao port. It dispatched 2 patrol vessels to try to rescue the fishing boat, along with a third for assistance, but one was blocked by Chinese Coast Guard ships, Taiwan's Coast Guard said in a statement late Tuesday. To avoid escalating the conflict, we have decided to stop the chase, the Coast Guard said, adding that the fishing boat was taken to China's way to port. Taiwan Coast Guard officials told a news conference on Wednesday that there were 2 Taiwanese and 3 Indonesian on board the boat. A Chinese Coast Guard spokesperson said a Taiwanese fishing boat suspected of illegal fishing off the coast of Guangzhou was inspected and detained on Tuesday. The fishing vessel has violated the regulation of the seasonal fishing ban and illegally trawled within the prohibited fishing area, Lu Dejun said in a statement on Wednesday. The Chinese Coast Guard had warned and would expel relevant Taiwanese vessels that attempted to interfere with its law enforcement operation at the time, he added. Survivors of India's deadly stampede in over a decade on Wednesday recalled the horror of being crushed at a vastly overcrowded Hindu religious gathering that left 121 people dead. A police report said more than 250,000 people attended the event in northern India's Uttar Pradesh state, more than triple the 80,000 organizers had permission for. On Wednesday morning, hours after the event, discarded clothing and lost shoes were scattered across the muddy site and open field alongside a highway. People fell on top of each other as they crumbled down a slope into a waterlogged ditch, witnesses said. Everyone, the entire crowd, including the women and children, all left from the event site at once, said police officer Shetla Maruya, age of 50, who had been on duty Tuesday as a popular Hindu preacher delivered a sermon. There wasn't enough space and everyone just fell on top of each other. Almost all of the dead were women, along with 7 children killed and 1 man. Officials suggested the stampede was triggered when worshippers tried to gather soil from the footsteps of the preacher, while others blamed a dust storm for sparking panic. Some fainted from the force of the crowd before falling and being trampled upon, unable to move. The Uttar Pradesh State Disaster Management Center, the Office of the Relief Commissioner, released a list of dead on Wednesday morning. It said 121 people had been killed. Oroya, who had been on duty since early morning on Tuesday in the sweltering humid heat at the preacher's ceremony, was among the injured. I tried to help some women, but even I fainted and was crushed under the crowd, she told AFP. I don't know, but someone pulled me out and I don't remember much. Deadly incidents are common at places of worship during major religious festivals in India, the biggest of which prompt millions of devotees to make pilgrimage to holy sites. The main highway next to the field was packed with people and vehicles for kilometers. There were far too many people here, said Hori Lal, age 45, who lives in Perlay Makalgadi village near the site of the stampede. Once people started falling to the side and getting crushed, there was just chaos. C. Hydravi, Divisional Commissioner of Aligarh City in Uttar Pradesh State, initially said panic began when attendees were exiting the venue when a dust storm blinded their vision, leading to a melee. But Uttar Pradesh Chief Secretary Manoj Kumar Sinha told reporters after visiting the site that worshippers had scrambled to get close to the preacher. I am told that people rushed to touch his feet and tried to collect soil, and the stampede took place, Sinha said, according to the Indian Daily Express Daily. Many people fell in a nearby drain. Muria said She had worked at several political rallies and large events in the past, but had never seen such huge numbers. It was very hot. Even I fell there and I survived with great difficulty, she added. At dawn on Wednesday, 4 unidentified bodies lay on the floor of a makeshift morgue at the hospital in the nearby town of Madras. Ram Nivas, age of 35, a farmer, said he was searching for his sister-in-law, Rumla, age of 54, who was missing after the crash. We haven't been able to find her anywhere, Nivas said, adding he had visited all the nearby hospitals throughout the night. We just hope she's still alive, he said quietly. Maybe just lost. In the hospital's emergency ward, Sandeep Kumar, age of 29, sat next to his injured sister, Shikha Kumar, age of 22. After the event ended, everyone wanted to exit quickly, and that is what led to the stampede, Sandeep said. She saw people fainting, getting crushed. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced compensation of $2,400 to the next of kin of those who died and $600 to those injured in this tragic incident. President Draupadi Murmu said the deaths were heart-rending and offered her deepest condolence. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, who is also a Hindu monk, expressed his condolence to the relatives of those killed and ordered an investigation into the deaths, his office said. And finally, in entertainment headlines, Catriona Gray just took a quick vacation to Bali, an Indonesian island known for stunning beaches and vibrant nightlife. On Instagram, the Miss Universe 2018 shared some snaps from her recent trip to Bali, where she enjoyed a plate of nasi goreng, a traditional Indonesian fried rice dish with a side of meat, sunny side up, egg, and shrimp crackers. Had a great little trip to Bali, the beauty queen wrote in the caption, followed by a palm tree emoji. For the upcoming coronation night of Pilipinas 2024 on Sunday, Catriona is set to share the stage with Kali Verzosa, MJ Lastimosa, Nicole Cordoves, and Rufa Gutierrez as hosts. And that will be it for koolNews at 6 p.m. As always, thank you so much for your continuous trust and support. For more news, updates, and information, keep it right here on Cool FM. And you can send a news tip to us at tvh.philippines@gmail.com. From the station that cares for you, I am Aspir.
And I'm Dreamcar Karaoke.
And I'm DJ Sen. From everybody here at Cool FM and Cool Studios, right to your home. We all hope you have yourselves a very good night. Stay safe and take care. Goodbye for now.